You've seen it, right? The suicide rate amongst young men in the US has been skyrocketing. Social isolation and loneliness is also going straight up for young American men. You've seen it in your own life, right? It's not your imagination. For young men aged 15 to 24, suicide rates rose by 26% between 2010 and 2023. It rose by 31% for men aged 25 to 34 during that same window. A 2025 Gallup report just highlighted that young men in the US are experiencing loneliness at much higher levels compared to young men in other wealthy nations. Young men are being forced into lives of solitude and addiction in this country, and everyone just looks the other way. But why is this? Somewhere along the way, we decided that masculinity, the normal impulse to build, to protect, compete, shoulder weight, was a disease. We started diagnosing everything that comes naturally to boys and men as pathology. Ambition, threatening. Risk-taking, irresponsible. Strength, toxic. Leadership, well, now that's problematic. And then we're shocked when a generation of men turns lethargic, brittle, passive, or even explosive. We laugh at them when they check out. Then we clutch pearls when they blow up. We confuse sedation with peace and wonder why we continue to see so many young men just disappear. Let's be honest about what a lot of guys are living through right now here in the US. They're told to be kind, but not brave. Helpful, but never assertive. Clean up your language. Clean up your room. Clean up your tone. Don't be too loud. Don't be too competitive. Don't be too emotional unless it's the right emotion. It better not be an emotion that comes natural to men. And when they finally flatten themselves thin enough to slide through all those little hoops, they're rewarded with nothing. No purpose, no North Star, no community, just a gold star for not being a problem. We are breeding nice men who secretly hate themselves. Now, I'm not romanticizing the old caricature of masculinity. The macho man mustache with the complete lack of any emotion, the rub dirt on it old school type of therapy. That guy probably needed a slight upgrade. But we didn't upgrade. We destroyed. We took the engine out of the car because it made a bit of noise. Masculinity is not the problem. Masculinity is not the enemy. It's power that needs a direction. If you don't give it a job, it will invent one. Addiction, rage, numbness, or disappearing into digital worlds exposed to people like Andrew Tate or Bonnie Blue, where every terrible thing that you're feeling just becomes more and more consuming. Look at how boys grow up now. You're 8, and every instinct to climb a tree, race your friends, get a little scraped up, that's considered unsafe now. You're 12, and competition gets replaced with group projects that reward participation over a win. You're 16, and your desire to test yourself is labeled as toxic. By 21, the message is clear. Tone it down, apologize for existing, and maybe we'll let you be useful. And then we wonder why so many men choose to bow out, chemically or permanently. The male spirit hears, "You're not needed," and the mind just starts packing its metaphorical bags. Here's what I believe. Men need missions, real missions, not trivial chores, not checklists, not remember to hydrate self-help apps. They need real missions, something hard that matters. And no, that doesn't mean everybody joins the Marines or becomes a lumberjack on a mountain with a bald eagle as their only friend. It means weight, responsibility, a team, real stakes. When you give a man weight to carry and a reason to carry it, depression doesn't magically vanish, but it suddenly has company. Meaning. And meaning is so much stronger than depression in a man's soul. If you're a young guy watching this and you feel that volcano of anger just fighting to erupt inside of you, I'm not judging you because I felt it. The anger is trying to tell you something. Anger is just your smoke alarm. It's not the fire. The fire that you need to put out is purposelessness. The smoke alarm is loud because nobody's walking towards it with a plan. You've been told to distrust your competitive side, to distrust your strength, to distrust every impulse that would actually help you build a life. You've been told to make yourself smaller when everything inside you is screaming to become larger. Because becoming larger is how you defeat the problems in front of you. How you defeat the problems in front of all of us, in front of your entire community. People say, all the time, you hear this all the time, right? This is the issue. Well, men just need to talk more. Go see a therapist. Maybe that'd help. But talk about what? Talk without direction is just a longer panic attack. Men don't just need to vent. They need to aim at something. Aim your body, your mind, your habits. Aim your aggression at the gym, at a craft, at a business, at protecting someone besides yourself. And yes, protect your own mind like it's a person you love. The world has never had more accessible digital heroin available than it does right now today. Social media to sedate, pills to erase, video games that give you fake wins and dopamine hits that don't require any courage. That stuff steals your future and then sells it back to you as entertainment. If you feel empty after hours of it, that's your soul asking for real weight, for real responsibility, for real purpose. And to the parents who are scared to let their boys be boys, I guess I get it. The world feels dangerous. But overprotecting boys does not make them safe. It makes them fragile. They don't need a padded room. They need proving ground. Give them supervised risk. Give them challenges they can fail at. Let them experience the sting of losing and the overwhelming joy of succeeding. The point of masculinity isn't domination. It's direction. You point strength at service, and suddenly that dangerous kid becomes the one you desperately want next to you when something terrible happens. Our culture loves to mock men for struggling, but struggling is going to be necessary at some point in your journey. When you start doing hard things, you may struggle, but doing hard things is the only way to get acquainted with yourself. You stop being a mystery to you when you start doing those hard things. You can find out what you can take. And you start to respect yourself in a way no compliment can ever manufacture. That's the antidote to the quiet quitting of the soul. Self-respect, earned by carrying real weight over long periods of time. I'm not saying this is easy, but it is necessary. We need to rebuild a story for boys and men that doesn't make them the villain or the punchline in our society. A story where masculinity is the engine again, strong, protective, disciplined, dangerous in the right way, safe in the best way, a man who can fight but chooses not to, a man who could run but chooses to stay, a man who is capable of violence but puts that power on a leash to guard what he loves. That's not toxic. It never has been. That is what our entire civilization depends on. If you're in the hole right now, dealing with addiction, withdrawal, the dark thoughts at 2 a.m., I'm not here to lecture you. I'm here to tell you there's a ladder, and it's built out of boring, heavy things. Sleep like it's your job. Lift something heavy. Learn something difficult. Serve someone weaker than you. Turn strangers into teammates. And when the temptation shows up to disappear for a while, remember that it's not trying to help you. That temptation is trying to bury you. Give your pain a task. That's masculinity at its best. We are all experiencing pain. But give your pain a purpose. That's the only way to control what's inside of you. And to everyone else watching who doesn't understand the anger, who thinks it's just male entitlement, please listen to this. When you label normal male energy as a sickness, you don't cure it. You drive it underground. Then you get the worst version of it in the worst moments. We could keep mocking men until they vanish, or we can grow them into the kind of men we actually need. Present, strong, emotionally mature, and resilient. But this requires a culture brave enough to say, we need you, not a smaller, quiet version of you. So if you're a man, or becoming a man, and you feel lost, you feel empty, directionless, you feel heavy, you matter to me, even if we've never met. Put something hard on your calendar tomorrow. Something that costs you, even if it's just a workout. And when your body says to quit, keep going for 5 more minutes. When your mind tells you to waste another night hiding on the internet or inside of a video game, make the decision to do something that changes your life in the real world. Make the decision. Find a brother. Be a brother. Build a brotherhood. Turn your home or your house, your apartment, your bedroom into a home base. Let your girlfriend or your wife see you choosing discipline instead of drifting. Let a younger kid watch you do the hard thing on purpose. Be the example you wish you had, or finally start to live up to the example you have in your life. We can rebuild what's missing right now. Masculinity is not a disease to be cured. It's a power to be trained. And when it's trained, the anger calms, the loneliness fades, and the giving up turns into getting up. It's cheesy, but I believe that with my whole heart. This is just as much advice for myself as it is for you, because I've been going through it lately. I let myself get distracted. I lost my sense of purpose. Again, why I say I'm not judging you. I'm going through it. I've been through it. If nobody has told you this lately, I will tell you now. The world needs you at full strength. They need all of us at full strength. And that doesn't mean perfect. It just means aimed. So find your direction and start moving.